Alien girl slipped into my tent, said my scent. Tames the beast. Now she's curled up on my chest. Marcus Chun had always been told he was unremarkable. Average height, average build, the kind of guy who blended in the crowds back on Earth. Now, 3 months into humanity's first diplomatic mission to Kepler 442b, he was beginning to think unremarkable might be exactly what this situation needed. The diplomatic compound buzzed with tension as the third day of negotiations stretched in the evening. The Zephyrians, tall, elegant beings with crystalline features and an unfortunate tendency toward emotional volatility, had been growing increasingly agitated. Their lead negotiator, Ambassador Veltar, had stormed out twice that day, his bioluminescent patches flashing angry crimson. It's their mating season, Dr. Sarah Martinez had explained during the emergency briefing. Their emotional regulation systems are completely overwhelmed. The males become territorial and aggressive, while the females— She paused, checking her xenobiology notes. Enter what they call the hunt, a state where they seek out compatible pheromone signatures for bonding. Marcus, being the junior communications technician, had nodded along with everyone else before, retreating to his tent in the human quarter. He'd signed up for this mission to escape his mundane life as a network administrator, not to become involved in alien romance drama. That evening, as twin moons cast eerie shadows across the crystalline landscape, Marcus was reviewing communication logs when he heard the soft whisper of his tent's entry flap. He looked up from his tablet, expecting to see one of his human colleagues. Instead, a Zephyrian female stood silhouetted against the moonlight. She was smaller than the males, with delicate features that seemed carved from living opal. Her bioluminescent patches pulsed a soft blue-green, and her large, multifaceted eyes reflected the tent's LED lighting like scattered stars. Most striking were the small, horn-like protrusions on her forehead, and the way her skin seemed to shimmer with an internal light. She said in accented but clear English, her voice like wind chimes. You smell a peace. Marcus blinked. I'm sorry, what? She stepped closer, and he caught a scent like ozone after rainfall. Your pheromones. They quiet the beast. She pressed a hand to her chest, where her luminescent patches were cycling through calmer blues and purples. I have been searching for 3 solar cycles. The hunt drives us to madness, but your scent it soothes. Look, miss, I think there's been some kind of mistake. Kirillin, she said, settling onto the floor of his tent without invitation. My designation is Kirillin, offspring of the 5th harmonic. Marcus watched in bewilderment as she curled up on the small rug near his sleeping bag, her luminescent patches dimming to a soft, steady glow. Within moments, her breathing had evened out into what looked like peaceful sleep. He reached for his communicator to call Dr. Martinez, then hesitated. The last thing the already fragile negotiations needed was an incident involving a Zephyrian in the hunt, hiding in a human's tent. Instead, he quietly continued his work, glancing occasionally at his unexpected guests. Hours passed. Kirillin remained motionless, her patches maintaining that steady, calm glow. Marcus found himself oddly comforted by her presence. There was something deeply peaceful about her sleeping form. Like having a cat that glowed near dawn, she stirred. Her large eyes opened, focusing on him with startling clarity. You did not send me away, she observed. Seemed like you needed the rest, Marcus replied, closing his tablet. Rough day? Kirillin's patches flickered with what he was beginning to recognize as amusement. Your species ... you are either very brave or very foolish. Probably foolish, Marcus admitted. Look, Kirillin, I'm nobody special. I fix computers and maintain communication arrays. Whatever you're looking for, I'm pretty sure you've got the wrong human. She sat up gracefully, tilting her head. You believe your value lies in your achievements? Well, ... yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? Among my people, those who can tame the beast are revered. Her patches shifted to warmer tones. Your pheromone signature suggests a deep emotional stability, a natural calm that resonates with our biochemistry. It is ... rare, Marcus laughed nervously. My ex-girlfriend called it emotionally unavailable. Perhaps she did not understand the gift. Carolyn moved closer, and Marcus felt his pulse quicken not from fear, but from something else entirely. During the hunt, our minds fracture. We become creatures of pure instinct, dangerous to ourselves and others. But near you, she placed a hand over her heart. The chaos quiets. A commotion outside interrupted them. Angry Zephyrian voices mixed with concerned human ones. Through the tent's translucent walls, Marcus could see bioluminescent flashes of agitated red and orange. Ambassador Veltar, Carolyn whispered, her patches dimming with worry. He searches for me. If he finds me here ... what happens? Challenge combat. You're deaf, most likely. Marcus considered this. On Earth, he'd never been the type to take risks or make bold moves. He'd lived his entire life in careful, calculated steps. But something about Carolyn, maybe it was the trust she'd shown. By sleeping peacefully in his tent, or the way her presence had made him feel oddly complete, made him want to be braver. What if we went to the negotiations together? He suggested. If your presence helped you stay calm, maybe it could help. The others too. Her eyes widened. You would face the ambassador? For me? For the mission, Marty said, though even he could hear the lie in his voice. And ... yeah, for you. Carolyn's patches erupted in brilliant gold pure joy, Marcus realized. Before he could react, she had pressed herself against his chest, her head tucked under his chin. Your scent, she murmured. It speaks of home I never knew I was seeking. Marcus felt something shift in his chest, a warmth that had nothing to do with her bioluminescent glow. Maybe being unremarkable wasn't about being overlooked. Maybe it was about being exactly what someone needed. When they needed it most. Outside, Ambassador Veltar's voice grew closer, more agitated. Marcus took a deep breath, breathing in Carolyn's ozone scent, and made a decision that would change both their species' futures. Ready to save some negotiations? He asked. Against his chest, Carolyn's gentle laughter vibrated like purring, and her patches settled into the most beautiful pattern he'd ever seen, the warm gold of sunrise, steady and sure.